Hey, we outside, you hear me? But we inside. Let's
face.
go. This is us all the time, as you see.
All right, let's go.
Action.
Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Erica and this is The Love Project. And as you can see today, we have two special guests, my two best friends.
Well, what's up? It's Byron, you hear me?
Quelly, Q.
All of the above.
Yes.
So we have a special topic I want to talk about today. Today we will be discussing what make friendship last, right? We have a friendship that have stood the test of time. So to get started, we'll just talk about how we met and how we get here today. So I met Quelly first. We met in first grade. Yes, first grade. So we had to be like 5 or 6 years old.
Yes.
And then along came Mr. Carter. We met in third grade. And I was introduced to Byron first. And then I introduced him to Quelly. And we've been best buds ever since.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do y'all remember any details of how we actually met in grade school? You have a story to tell?
Sure. Oh, Lord.
I'm gonna warn y'all now. This is gonna be laugh, jokes, and giggles because these two really brings the fool out of me. You hear me? All right.
I think you should start, bud. And then I'll just end it with that.
Well, me and Quelly, we met on the playground. Pretty much, yes. We used to have this little corner right there by my side of the project where we all used to hang. And this girl is so funny. I remember just laughing like crazy, and I was like, I just knew, even that young, I was like, this my friend. Somebody who can make me laugh like that had to be my friend. And Byron, he was the new kid at the school, and because I'm so sweet.
Yes.
The teacher walked in the class and was like, hey, we have a new student. You know, his name is Byron Carter. Would anybody like to have him sit next to them? And I was like, he can sit next to me.
Of course you did.
And my teacher was like, Erica, that's so sweet of you. Byron, you can go ahead and sit there by Erica. And I just was nice to him. And we really ended up being the best of friends.
Right. I think the other memory that we had was that the fact that because I was burned at a young age, the kids will always pick on me. So that's why Quelly and Erica kind of like just nurtured me right on in. And the fun fact is that I'm the oldest of the three. And so they were the ones that was kind of like more, come here, type deal.
Yeah. Because we was popular and we knew everybody. We grew up in the project with all these children and we was like, y'all not going to play with him. Y'all not going to tease him. Y'all not going to treat him no type of way. And so once we made it clear, like, this is our friend, he ain't had no problem. And then people really got the chance, especially as children, to see him for who he really was.
Right.
Singing,
they didn't even bring
funny,
up the
everything
no more.
It really became a thing of the past.
It really has.
I was funny, but I was the person, I hate bullies.
You always been real protective.
Don't play with her best friends. Don't do that.
And I was like, besides, I'm the only one can rip his pants.
Yes.
Yes, Bobby used to wear super tight pants and Quelly used to get on him all the time about it.
I think that's a great point. You talk about your transition, where you came from, how we became friends, and those moments like that where, I was new to the project. We had just moved from Uptown into the Fisher Project. And so coming into a new area, my mom was still young, so she didn't know too much about the parenting on her own. And so it was just all of those things that kind of made our friendship, even more close and tight-knit, because then we started talking about each other. Erica used to wear her little
curls. Oh my God.
And so it was just, it made it.
My grandma grandma used to get me ready for school, and everybody do it because I had the curls, but I was neat.
Y'all
ain't know
that about them.
I had the sideburn. But guess what? They wear them now. They make the bands.
They do.
I was doing it first.
Yes.
I was doing it first.
Yeah.
We had our times though. I mean, it was never a dull moment when we was together.
I guess mine was Shirley Temple then.
Yeah. Kelly had long hair, and she used to wear these big old curls. You really did look like Shirley.
I hated them.
Yeah, it's only one person had longer hair in the school than you, and she was the Elliot.
Talking about Jasmine.
Mm-hmm. But Quelly, to be a full black girl, Quelly had really long hair.
Black.
Yeah, because Jasmine was mixed, so we was like, you don't
get
count.
a pass.
You don't count.
But
Quelly had that long hair. So, if we had to give ourselves like a title, what friend would you say you is? You know how they be like, this the lazy friend, the fun friend, or whatever.
The overprotector.
You the overprotector?
I actually would agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
You were more the overprotective one of all of the both of us, and then Erica is more of the mother nature.
Yes.
And again, guys, I'm the oldest of the three.
Yeah,
and
I'm
it's
definitely
like
the mama.
She still take the cake for being that mother figure, and making sure that we tunnel vision. You
Focus. I'm gonna be like, I whoop you in the shake.
Yeah.
It's the eye for me.
Yeah. It be them looks. If she get that serious face, it's over for you.
And Quelly, she act just like a child. She be scared. She be like, look about her. She looking at us.
Sorry, Mom. Sorry, Mom.
That's what she be saying. Sorry, Mom.
For real.
So, Byron,
what are you?
What?
I think you're the life of the party.
I am definitely the life of the party.
Yeah, you turned up.
I definitely...
Baller shot caller, too.
I mean, God has been very fortunate and blessed.
Very blessed.
To say the least.
You take care of us.
Yes, you do.
I am the protector.
That too.
The provider. And the priest of all of us. I mean, out of the three of us, I think that I do tap into... Erica know how to dig in there. Quelly ain't too far behind, but I think that we both would agree. Would you agree that I kind of know how to dial them up real fast and quick?
Are you talking about the law?
Yes, God. Sha-na-na-na. Yes.
So long. I was like, that.
Sorry, Mom. See, you see how she was looking? That facial expression would kill us.
I was just a little long.
No, I just think that.
You've been a preacher since you was a child. You used to be
and then you know how to hit the beat.
Oh yeah. We gonna jig with it. We gonna jig with it. All right, but I think I am more of the priest of the group. So.
All right. Okay. I will agree with that. You really been the pastor since we was children.
Yeah, before you.
Yeah.
I
never was the pastor. I became like the prayer warrior. So, if you describe me and Quelly in 3 words, and then we'll go around the room and do the same.
All right. I'll start here because I always start here. Actually, no. I'll start on Quelly because I always start you because.
That's what to say. I'm always glad.
I'm telling you, Sky, out there, I know you set me up. Yeah. Anyways, everybody be like, be always talking about Erica. What about Quelly? Come on, best friend.
Talk to me.
3 words. Strong. Independent. And I want to say this one here just came today. Brilliant. And I think that life has taught us how to be strong, to be independent, and to be brilliant in every situation that we have. Why? Because we have little people looking up to us. All right, I feel like preaching. Now I'm back onto my Erica, my best friend. But I think that for Erica, she is God-fearing. I believe that she is as well as strong in every area. And then the last one that I will give you is determined. She has a very strong will to do whatever it is that she's set to. So being very determined.
Okay. Well, I'll go next, and then Quelly, you can finish us off.
Hold up.
So to start with you, Quelly, 3 words that I will use to describe you is definitely joyous. I have seen you find joy in every occasion. I've seen you take a bad situation and make it joyous. So that's the first thing I would say. You really just have a joy about life about you. And I've always loved that about you. And it's one of the things I really, really appreciate about you. So that's the first thing. The second thing I will agree would be you are strong. Like you are, I would say, we've all had our things and we've all been through a lot. But you've traveled through a lot. Yeah. So you are a very strong person. And the third thing that I would say about you would be that you are dependable. Like, a lot of times I think you don't give yourself the credit for how people depend on you. But you are dependable. You are a person that's going to come through. Like, if we ask anything of you, honestly, you going to come through. And it's not just us. I mean, like, I can, like, look through your life and see you, like, show up every time.
Yeah, that's for real.
Those will be the three things I would say. You're joyous, you're dependable, and you're strong. B, you are, and I always say this, you are a great father.
Yes.
You are, I mean, you could agree. I agree with him with strong. But you are a great father. And it's almost like you've always had that. You know how y'all say I have that mothering thing? Like, you've always had that. And it has shown now that you're actually a dad, right? And I feel like that breathed into that protection and stuff that you provide for us in our friendship. So you are definitely a great father in every aspect of the words, no matter the situation or circumstance. And the second one I would say is, you are full of life. Like, I think out of all of us, you've experienced the most losses. But yet you have not lost that spark for life. So you are so full of life, and we appreciate that. And that's one of the initial things I feel like made me gravitate towards you, even in a younger age. You just came in with that full of lifeness about you. And the third thing I would say is you are accountable. Like, you have your ways, but one thing for sure, we can reach out and we can, call out and whatever. You are accountable, and you are the type of man, you're a man's man, where you can be like, no, I was wrong, I apologize, this is what we need to fix. If you need to be a leader, you're gonna lead. If you need whatever you need to do, you're gonna do it. And so I think as a man, for sure, that's a great attribute to have.
Thank you. I want a tissue.
I'm nervous, but let's do I'll do both of y'all at the same time, because I think some of the same things with y'all. Like in the past, growing up, y'all always was an adult. Y'all had to be before y'all age. Yeah. So y'all are great parents, even though Bud don't have kids.
Yet.
She raised me a little. And Byron, you too. You're a great father. Great father. Both of y'all are independent. And I admire both of y'all, because like with the house thing, grinding, like y'all made sure that was my season. And that's what I love about y'all both. So that's two of the same things. But I love your confidence.
Thank you.
You be ready.
On
and B, your hustle, your ambition, everything is like
top notch.
Yeah, so like I feed off of y'all.
That's what's up. Yeah.
That's what friendships is all about, actually. That's the topic is what friendships, or how friendships that last. I mean, when you can come together and build off of each other character, that's what it's all about.
Yeah, I agree. So what would y'all say is the best part about our friendship? Most people are like, it's two friends or whatever, but we are a trio,
We're a
right?
trio.
So what's the best part about having our friendship?
You first.
I think for me is just being able to really, like,
I say our connection, the memories that we can come together and laugh and joke with from way back when to now, and make it funny, because it was hard then.
Yeah,
but you can make it funny.
That's so true.
That is true.
Our memories. I say our memories.
I mean, I agree there. We do have the best memories, but I also think that we have some that a lot of friendships don't have. And one of those things that people always try to cross us up with is that the fact that we had some type of encounter is why we so close, which we never had any type of encounter
nobody
like
hated nobody.
Yeah, and I think because of the genuineness of our friendship, that makes it like real, like genuine and solid. Yeah, and it makes our connection, like you said, even stronger because of that. It hasn't been contaminated with all that other stuff.
Yes.
And our parents were strict, and Byron was the only
boy that could call our house and all
everything.
And he used to come to my house, come to my grandma's house, and yes, he was the only one.
Yes.
So very, very true. And like you said, we really have a genuine friendship, and that has allowed, as time has changed, you talking about having kids, partners, marriage, and the relationship has transitioned with that because of that transparency,
right? And
not, like you said, mixing on any other levels aside of friendship and really brothers and sisters, right? So I guess for me, the best part about our friendship is having that foundation of what friends is. I mean, I'm probably one of the most of us that have like so many friends. I'm just a friendly person. Like I said, I was the one saying he can sit by me, right? And so I am like that. Even now, being in a new state, I've met new friends. People that I consider friendships. However, this is what taught me what friendship was. Wow, so the best part about this relationship is learning what it is to make a friend, to keep a friend, to maintain a friend, right? And what it is to serve one another at that level where friendship become brothers and sisters. I love Quelly like my sister. I love Byron like my brother, and it's nothing I wouldn't do for them. And I feel like that's the best part about this friendship. Just really being able to build with y'all.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah. So can we name a time where one of us or both of us, like a time you can remember where we like really came through for each other when we needed each other most?
You want to go first?
I can go from. No, you can go.
I can think about a time really where I was at a place where I had just lost my mom, and then a couple of months later, so I lost my mom at the beginning of the year. At the end of the year, I lost my first love, and I think that was right back around the time we had reconnected, and it was hard. It was tough. Being the oldest of 6, it was like the little worlds, just going around in circles. But that was a real hard time for me, and so it was like when we rekindled, it was like we just kind of just came back together, and it just like that brought me back to a place where okay, I could do this now because my best friends are here, and I got that extra support, people that know me know me, you know what I'm saying? And so I think that was a real crucial time for me and our friendship. And then I think for you, I think that if I was to give my opinion on it for you, I think it would be during the chorus stage. And then for Quelly, it was during the time where mom was going through all that she was going through with, the health stuff. And it was just like, okay, B, come on in. Like, we need you, to pray. Even though she's like, Bird can never pray for me again because her feet, I touched her feet. But nevertheless, it was that moment, she allowed me to come into that sacred moment where we were able to have that moment of prayer. Pam, I love you, girl. Hey.
I said,
shout out to Pam.
Being with Byron during his situation with his mom, I just felt like that was so much, and he had a lot to bury because his mom had a lot of kids, and Byron had to just step up,
take that on,
But we were young. That was when we had the caller ID, and your grandpa used to do so much for you. I'm talking about put on the local. No. You going home. He used to go under the trees to make sure Bud was there, and when he passed, I had to bring up the funny times that we had when Grandma picked up the phone and me and you was talking. I ain't gonna bring it up because you changed. Me and her was talking and Grandma heard everything.
Being hot.
But I'm gonna take her the other one. She called me BB and CC. You remember?
We was watching Apollo. And
Apollo.
Quilly was like, "They look like your grandma." My grandma got that phone. She said, "No, B. I look like your BB."
My cry left to the day. So I told her, "Tell her that wasn't me on the phone. Tell her that was somebody else."
To this day, my grandma loved Quilly, and I've never told her that Quilly was the one
she
that.
gonna watch this. Sorry,
But anyway,
yeah, I had to be there for.
Yeah,
it was hard for.
Well, I will go more to when I felt like y'all was there more when I needed y'all. You know, I hope that I've been there on many occasions for y'all, but definitely Quilly, like you said, with my grandfather and many experiences like that. That's why I mentioned, you know, one of the things I love about you, because a lot of times when I had been in places where I just couldn't find that, you know, that joy, that spark that I too have, you know how to pull it out of me. And so it's been many occasions, honestly, that I'm like, oh, I'm gonna call Quilly because I know this girl can find a joke in anything. Like, who make a joke when somebody just died? Only Quilly.
You got to.
Right? So
you got to.
So you have been there for me in many ways. And like I mentioned earlier, that dependency, I remember like after everything happened with Corey, we actually wasn't talking during that time. But when you found out, you quickly put whatever we had going on at the time aside, and you was like, I need to be there for my friend. And so I really needed that, and I really needed you in that moment, and that made like a difference because we hadn't dropped off since. Right. So and then with B, I don't think I ever told you this, B, but really before I reconnected with Marcus, the Lord really used you to show me where I was in my era of almost getting off my faith for my husband.
Wow. So
during the pandemic, you came to visit. And it was like, had to be like July, probably like June or something. I want to say you was either picking up your kids or something like that, early in the summer, and you came to stop by. You was like, you know, I know we ain't supposed to be seeing each other for the pandemic and all this, but I gotta see my friend or whatever. And you stopped by, and it wasn't long. We ended up talking for hours, standing outside. You didn't even come in the house. That's how precautious we call ourselves trying to be. But when you came, I was dating a guy at the time, and just our talk, we talked so long and so much about everything. But everything we talk about leads to God, right? Right on. And us having that conversation, I literally walked in the house, and the Lord was like, you've been storing up this part of you. My God. All this time because you don't have that with this guy. My God. And I knew right then and there that I had to end that relationship. Because he used my friend to show me that I wasn't able to be my full self for somebody I had been entertaining. Wow. And of course that kind of, you know, brought me to the situation. I was like, Marcus was the man I was able to be my full self with. So the Lord really used you to kind of bring that full circle in my mind and help me get on course. Great job. Ultimately led me back to my now husband. Yeah, so that was a time I really needed you, and I didn't even realize it. My God. Yeah, so that's one of the things I would contribute and attribute our relationship to, and mainly because, like I said, I believe I didn't share that with you before. So it's many other things, but I think you needed to know that. That's awesome. Yeah. That is important to God be the glory, because sometimes I question what my mission is and my assignment, not just in my friendship, but in life, period. Wow. And I always, or lately, because God has had me in a different area, in a different season, but lately God has been doing more of this. I'm going to remind you of who you are in my kingdom. Wow. And so thank you so much for sharing that. How would y'all say like our friendship has, I guess, changed and developed over transitioning? Like we talked about, you know, you losing your mom, having to raise your siblings. Quelly, right? Quelly lost two of her brothers. Mm-hmm. You know, she raised her nieces, right? She have a child now, and you have kids. Mm-hmm. I've gotten married.
You put an S on it?
What? He have kids?
Oh, kids.
Mm-hmm. He got a few. 4 boys.
Yes.
Yeah. Quelly got 1 boy. I gotta be having a girl.
And Carter boys.
Please. But, you know, like I said, I recently got married. So how do y'all think our friendship has changed through those, like, literally the years, right?
It's short on time a little bit. I love our best friend trips.
Yeah.
We're connecting, and you know, you married. I'm going through a divorce, and Byron's back on the market a little bit. So you know, when we bring those two back together, it's gonna be litty, I say. And you better get some kids going, popping.
I think for me, the transition has really taught me that we really still do need each other.
That's good.
And even though we are living in our own 3 separate spaces, right, in life, we still find time to come together. Now, y'all, check this out. I was supposed to be here Friday night, didn't make it. I was supposed to be here last night, didn't make it.
But God.
Today I'm here, and I didn't even pull out a work laptop. You hear me? And I got work. But nevertheless, it's how we come together like these times. That has continued to be our foundation for our friendship.
Yeah.
And so
I feel like with us, the transition has been easy. Considering, I mean, I know a lot of friends, and relationships just don't transition well when you're talking about friendships, especially when there's a male, you know, opposite sex involved and stuff like that. So even throughout all our different relationships and stuff, we've been able to maintain that friendship. I think because we've been intentional about it.
Exactly.
Like Quelly just mentioned the best friend trip. Like we really decided together that at least once a year we gonna plan a trip where we come together, right, and you know, catch up and encourage each other and, you know, just feed on one another.
Enjoy each other's company.
Yeah, mind you, we still talk throughout the year. We take time to get on FaceTime calls, right? We have a group message and stuff. So we are really intentional about being in each other's life. And that way, when we get in new seasons, it's all automatic. Right. You know, we're not trying to force something into the next season with us because it's already a part of our life. So that's really important to me. And with the transitioning, I feel like the relationship transition well because Quelly was like there in the beginning with me and Marcus, right, dating and all of this stuff. So she was already in the mix, and most people, men, don't take particular to men. But B, like, the way you handled it, not only was you like, hey, I want to meet this brother, so on and so forth, but I feel like you took the initiative to be like, I'm Erica, you know, best friend. How can I assist y'all in this process, right? To make him even comfortable that your heart was genuine towards me as a friend, as a sister.
Right on.
And I think that's important too.
It's definitely important, especially when you have friends like I do who is bad and bougie. You heard me? And it's just it's important that you don't make the mate feel because even still Quelly got married. You know what I mean? And it's just making sure that we're all comfortable. Not because you're afraid of anybody, but it's just out of respect. Listen, at the end of the day, my intentions are real. You know what I'm saying? And I don't have no ill will or no ulterior motives. So it's just, and if I'm going to be a man, I'm going to be a man. You hear me? And that's just what it is. And so that was just more of the deal, is just making sure that I don't be the face of any type of miscommunication or confusion. And so that was the big part for me.
So being a man, how does that transition in your relationships, having two, and I know you actually have another female best friend, but for sure just having us like as two best friends, how do you communicate or deal with that in your relationship, in your dating life?
It's a great question because I'm just that upfront and forward. I'm gonna put it out there. Listen, I got 3 best friends that are females, and I do have some best friends that are male. But these girls are like that's family. Like I'm just want to let you know. Like even Ashley never crossed her. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's just that whenever we say we friends,
we mean
we mean that we are friends, and so I just let them know, and I just if that's gonna be a problem, then I'm sorry. Then I mean then we can't. You know what I mean? But I won't force it on them either.
Right.
You know
right,
what I mean?
course,
Like listen, this is what I am. This is who I am. This is what I do. Whatever the case may be. And I don't have no issues.
Yeah.
The beauty is something serious.
Facts. But I too think that we are so welcoming, right?
Yeah.
Because,
true.
you know, whether whomever is bringing somebody into our fold, right? We all welcome them.
Right, true.
And make them feel like not you got to do this to get down.
Yeah.
But more so, if Byron love you, we love you.
Yeah.
If Corley love you, we love you, and we welcoming. So we ain't like no gang. I mean, we gang.
We gang.
We like
gang. You hear me? We gang.
Yeah, we living like that.
Yeah, they straight living like that.
Straight like
that. The Fishers, you hear me? The Fisher food. You girls really living like that.
So I guess. And this probably gonna be Quelly's favorite boy. What would y'all say is one of our best memories together?
Go ahead, cause y'all gonna put me on the spot.
No, you don't have to go first. But I'm saying you love bringing up old stuff. That's why I said that. Don't she love bringing up old stuff?
She really do. Quelly got them jokes.
I got a shovel. What you expect?
Yes.
I got a shovel.
Yes.
Straight like that.
She got a Rolodex.
Because you never want to forget about your past.
Yeah.
Your past make you who you are. We grow. But
yeah.
I mean, I get
I'm
it.
bringing it up.
She love. I be so mad. I hate when she bring up old stuff. So therefore, my favorite memory is gonna be something more recent. My favorite memory of us, I always think about when we did our first trip, best friend trip to Tennessee.
Tennessee, the cabin.
I love that. I love that quiet time. I love that intimacy we had.
That was real.
Like we was able to hang out, come together, and we had just come out the pandemic and stuff. So we
I
really,
was big pregnant.
Yeah, she was,
Yes,
and we really needed that.
I only could ride the quarter ride.
Yes.
I guess.
She was riding that little thing going.
Couldn't do
nothing.
I didn't tell my doctor I was going.
We took a drive though. We didn't not too hard. But that was really, I really needed that. We all really needed that, and we didn't realize how much till we got that. We had a good time, but it was more healing, I think, than anything that trip. So that's one of my favorite memories of us.
I kind of agree. I think also even in that weekend, us just being able to really experience outside of our normal. And so just being able to, like, you were down on the rocks taking pictures on the water, the little water thing. Quelly was we stopped at the state sign and she just doing all type of things. And then the last thing I think that was really good for me as a good memory is our helicopter ride.
Oh yeah,
we had a helicopter ride.
It was my
first.
That was my first time too doing a helicopter. So that was our first time. So
together.
The first time that we did that was real.
That was litty.
We was
that was it too, y'all. The trip was everything. We went everywhere.
Yeah,
it's did. Like the money was. We went to every event in Tennessee. The baby stopped a little bit. Yeah. But everything
we just went hanging out at night.
And like, and be with the talking about the photos by the rock and stuff.
Oh yeah.
I love being y'all photographer.
Yes. We did.
It's not nothing like your best friend hyping you up.
Yes.
And getting the best photo.
Yes, definitely.
Byron, I think you almost slipping your boots and all this stuff. But Erica's like, get down, I want you to see this up there. I'm like, this girl.
I had him all in the creek, but guess what, baby? I got the fire.
I was so happy she got married. I was done taking photos. I said, Marcus, this is for you. Remember?
Yes, you did. That was one of the first things.
Oh, wait. You know another thing, too, that I just thought about?
What?
I just looked over there and actually on
best
our
friend
trip,
we
got best friends
bracelets.
We
did.
I sealed the
shout out to
Hey.
He made sure he was like,
it was like, man, we definitely had to. you know, I've been trying to get this thing back going on. So y'all need to do whatever y'all got to do to get it back going on.
Our best friend trip?
Yes.
I mean, technically, this is supposed to be our best friend trip, but we need to plan another one.
Yeah, because I had to work, guys. I'm sorry, ladies. Yeah. I'm sorry.
We good.
You know, they told y'all I was a hustler, so I got to get to the money.
He gets to it.
Mm-hmm. So we definitely need a rerun. And I think the other thing was that because Quelly had just married and Erica was in transition, I was the only one. Sorry, guys. I was the only one that was on the single trail, and so
you won't be a five wheel.
No, I won't be the fifth wheel, and so now that a lot of things has changed over some time, I think we should definitely. I ain't paying for it though. Let's go.
That's fine.
Okay.
I'm paying for it. Let's go. Let's go.
I didn't change that quick.
Cause I just wanted to
He always pay for it. Go ahead, stop.
Yeah, he take care of us.
Yeah, he do. He's a good big friend.
And I told him he can't do that no more.
Because she's married.
Yeah, yes. that is something, right? Yeah. We talk about respecting boundaries, right? Boundaries.
Yeah.
And so that was one thing that I had to learn in this friendship, that once Quelly got married, once Erica got married, that was the first thing that we talked about. Like, okay, best friend, we don't want our, mates to be getting all in their feelings or whatever, because typically it was just us.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And so, yeah, you always took that initiative to like, oh, I got y'all.
Let's go.
Literally you sent us on to the spa.
Yeah.
He wasn't even in the state. Like, he was like, I'm going to book y'all a spa. Y'all go have a spa date. And we had a good time. But that's the type of love that you have shown us. And yeah, so I personally feel like we need to have this conversation and just make it clear that we gotta put some boundaries in place, not just for our mates, but also for you. Because we knew that you was in a place where you wanted to find your lady and move forward to a marriage too. And even for her, your potential mate, you need to have those boundaries with our friendship. So I'm happy we was able to kind of come to that conclusion, because we want the best for each other.
Right on.
Right. And what works for us in one season don't work in the next.
Right on.
Yeah. So it's all love.
It definitely is.
So love.
That's why we're on the Love Project.
Yes. And as you know, on the Love Project, we talk all things love. The love of God, the love of family, the love in friendships, and anything in between. So I am so happy to have y'all.
Thank you. We here. We made it.
Girl, got me in Virginia.
Yes. So I guess I would like to leave the people with a little nugget. What do y'all think is the key to making friendships like ours last?
You always go first.
Ladies always first with me.
I'll go first.
All right, let's go.
I think a big key is like really building a foundation. Time ain't enough.
No.
And I feel like the foundation, the reason why we lasted is that foundation, because it was built on something so solid that time and situation and circumstances couldn't break that. I remember like where me and Quelly was together while you was away, right? You had them move to Texas. I was the last one that saw you like when we was in like just going to high school,
right?
And you moved on the other side of town,
right?
And when you in New Orleans and you from the project, you stay in your area,
right?
You don't move around. So me and Quelly, we didn't go on the other side of the water where he was staying. So that alone put a dent in our relationship, right? But then I ended up moving on the other side of the river, and he happened to be going to school down the street from my house.
Yeah.
So I was like, Quelly, because mind you, we still going to the same school. I'm like, Quelly, I saw B go to the school down the street from my house. And, so now we getting back on three-way calls and all that. And then, of course, Katrina happened. You move and all of this stuff. And so every time we was able to bring it back around, right? We was able to bring it back around. And so again, I think that was because we really built, even being so young and not even realizing what, real friendships was. We set that firm foundation. I mean, I'm a person, I'm all in and all out. And I'm sure y'all can attest to this about me. So when I take to you, I take to you. Mm-hmm. And that's how it was. Like, you was always in my reach, right? It wasn't times where I didn't know where you was at. But that happened a lot with B, right? And I was like, we got to find B, right? And, due to his family situation and stuff, they will move around and he'll go MIA, but I'm going to find B. Yeah. And
she get on that phone.
Listen, I don't care what I gotta search. I was in the yellow books. You hear me?
Early.
Yeah. So I really love the foundation that we built. And I really think that's the key to long lasting relationship.
That's awesome.
Together.
That's awesome, and I guess I don't have no other choice but to go next. In that same vein, when you talk about foundation, I think that another key to successful friendships is being able to effectively communicate.
Facts.
Now, again, these are women, they talk about women things. I come in, on the outskirts and give my godly anointing opinion, or I give my my brotherly opinion. And so just being able to effectively communicate, and listen, we're going to say things that's hard. We're going to get on each other. We're going to talk about those things. But if you really love that person, you should be able to communicate those things. And so that foundation is built off of communication.
Yeah.
Communication is very important with any relationship. You're talking about, marriage. You're talking about just the dating world, communication and being able to effectively communicate is so important.
Go ahead.
She gave me a little nah. I'm talking too much. I know.
So good.
I know. I'm trying to hurry up. Come on, your time.
It's a time thing?
Yes, girl, I'm on the time. I gotta get out of here.
No, you're not gonna waste this time.
No.
You waste them 2-3 days. Look, time is everything to me. And I love time. And I wish Bobby could spend more time with us. I'm about to cry. I wish time is everything. I love spending time with you. It's hard to get a hold of this one. This one always available. But this one is hard. It's hard. We just give it that time.
All right, come on. Say what you need.
You know one more question?
Yes, she said that was the question.
This ain't the last question. You're not about to go back to work. Come on, now.
Wait. What's the key?
The key is time. And that's it. Fine. Look at me. Look at me. Y'all stop. Look, me.
All the time.
I love y'all time.
This is all the time.
This is my free time. I work 2 jobs. I gotta go from Baton Rouge to New Orleans. If you don't know nothing about that, I'm out here in Virginia, and I just got a hold of this man.
Now hold up. Now back up.
You visit.
Yeah.
But you visit the lead. Come on now.
Yeah.
Talk to me.
B,
come on. Praise the
Lord. B will literally come visit you for a few hours. Like, for real. Quality ain't story. Time is definitely of the essence will be. However, but
ain't that much money.
He always make the time to see.
He do.
I will say that.
Wait.
Literally, this
how many times he been in Virginia?
Probably 3.
And
he would just be like, I'm gonna meet up with y'all and have lunch. Meet up with y'all and have dinner. And he can't stay long. He gonna be gone, but the fact that you always make the effort to meet up
don't make Bud bring out them yellow pages again.
I am crying.
They don't even make them books.
That's the thing. I remember telling you one time, I was like, this can't happen no more. Like, you can't be going MIA. It probably was earlier on after we found you.
Yeah, it was like when we rekindled.
Yeah, and I was like, B, you can't do this no more. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I think that's another thing that kind of held us together too. Is just again, we talk about accountability, right? Holding each other accountable. But we just definitely
it's okay.
We mix well, and when the Bible said that where 2 or 3 are gathered, and I'll be a God in the midst. And so we have been gathered together, and then
they
show up, and we are inseparable. Honestly,
yeah.
You're thinking about those life moments and those life experience. Like I was the one who was first married, then I was the one who bought a house first, then Erica was the one who bought a house next, and then Quelly bought our house next,
Straight
and
like
then
that.
Quelly got married, and then Erica ended up getting married, and so it was like we had those life experiences that really is, like you said, the strength and the core of our friendship.
Yeah.
It's just being able to experience things together, and being able to, like you said, have that time. Even though I'm always on the go, I am definitely always on the go.
Yes.
And then having the foundation where we know how to effectively talk to each other. We know how to get through to each other. Like she said initially, we have a group chat. We always FaceTime, and we pray for one another. That's another thing. We pray for one another. And so it's those things that build friendships that make them last.
Yeah.
And when you really, truly for someone, no matter what the situation is, y'all going to find ways to get back together and to pull through together.
Amen.
I quit. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
That's good. That's good, B.
That's great.
That's good.
Don't you throw that hat.
I'm about to, girl, because I feel it.
But
it's getting hot.
we gonna give you more time. Quelly is really like the baby of the group, cause she is.
I love being a baby.
We know that she depend on us to rally around her. Like, even if it's just time, she is one of those people that's like, it's been a while since I've seen y'all. What's up, right?
I need
so, it. She gonna put it on you to be like, okay, it's been long enough, right? And I appreciate that, because we need that. Life can cause, you doing life and you don't realize how time passed. So she always kind of keep us on track to be like, all right, now I know you got this going on, I know, but listen, we need to get together.
And she's very determined with that too.
Oh yeah, she don't play. Now I'm the planner.
Yeah.
She telling us to tell me, Erica, you need to plan something because we need to be going somewhere. And B just like, y'all make it happen, and I'm sure. Yeah. And pretty much that's what he do.
But he better not with those slippers. Because boy, go get up.
Yes.
I've been embracing my, culture, to say the least.
The
other side. Yes.
So, I guess one last thing I would say, what is a lie or a stigma that people have about, like, girls and guys being friends that you feel like our relationship break, or that you just want to let people know, like, that is not true? Because people,
I hate that.
Anytime, so if you can think of anything that you feel like you just want to tell people, like, people say this about girls and guys being friends, but it's a lie, because pretty much like our friendship.
Yeah, ours. You have a lot with Bud and Byron dating, and it's not true.
Never.
So, rumor, y'all can stop it, nip it in the bud.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing popping.
Yeah,
nothing popping. Because that was in your relationship too.
It was in my marriage.
And sometimes we link up and we have on the same colors and we don't know.
Exactly.
And I remember y'all took pictures and they swear.
Yeah, it became a big thing.
Man, it was a big thing.
And I was like, you want me to go tell them? No.
It was definitely a big
because
thing. And we didn't even know what,
No, because like I said, he just popped up. So literally you popped up.
Y'all had on the same, like,
we just had on the same color. But, yeah. And so,
that is a myth. That is the biggest myth that you deal with. I mean, especially for me, being a straight guy, love women. That'd be the first thing. Nah, be just who you are. Those who know me, ain't no way.
Right.
Like, even some of my family at one point, and not my siblings. I'm not talking about my siblings,
they know.
Like some of my other family was just like, you show, dog. You know
I'm a high piece.
Yeah,
I
know you.
You
know what I mean?
And when I dip, I dip.
I mean, but it's like, again.
Tell them I'm dragging a wagon and you need me to stand.
Look. You see what I'm saying? I got the baddie bougie friends, you hear me? And so because they appear to be, they top notch. You know what I mean? Everybody like, B, come on, man. you either you doing what you're doing or you ain't doing what you're doing, and you tamarine.
Never had a plan.
And, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just like,
that's crazy.
That's a myth.
Because they thought that because you didn't hit on us
when we was at school. And like literally, he hung with us every day, and they used to be like, either Byron playing y'all and he mess with one of y'all. That dude gay, he be with y'all all the time. I'm like, no, ain't nothing gay about him.
Nothing.
And we just never had that. Like, I can honestly say, and when he was telling me that it came up in his relationship, I was like, what?
Mm-hmm.
Because that just never was a thing. I don't feel like it ever even crossed our mind. Like, we've loved each other since children, right? And so that was crazy.
We respect her, and
and we
would be in your face and we riding like that.
So,
but people not used to that.
Exactly. And watch this. A lot of times, and I gotta go, best friend.
Okay.
A lot of times, the problem is not with the other people.
True.
It is within.
They projecting it.
It's within. So if you're dealing with your insecurities, then you want to project that on someone else because you're trying to find a way to cope, right? For lack of a better term, or you're trying to find a way to just put your, again, insecurities on someone else. And so that was a part of, for my marriage, that was a deal. Where my wife was insecure about the way that Erica looked, the way that Quelly act when we came around each other, and hugging, and so it was just, and again, the boundaries was set still. The lines was never crossed.
Right,
again,
it was always friendly.
It was always the friendly stuff, but it was just that when you're dating someone who don't know how to or what that looks like, then that is an issue with them. And it's crazy because after the marriage, she ended up having a boy best friend. So talk to me about that.
Such a copycat.
Yeah. And so what we have done was set the image, right? And set the tone. Come on, somebody. This what makes real true friendships last. Is when you were able to really set that tone and set that standard. Then now people could see the glory, right? You ain't really got to open up your mouth. Like for Quelly baby shower, what the people say? Oh, y'all, I want to be like y'all. We want to go on trips and stuff because
y'all
we have
best friends. Y'all did this.
We set the tone. This is what we do. We come together and we make things happen. And so that's how friendships are built, and they are built to last.
I
love my best friends.
So y'all heard it here. I have two friendships that have lasted for years, right?
We're 20 years deep in this thing.
More.
I need more, but
this thing of marriage by now.
For real.
So
ain't going nowhere.
Getting that ball spot.
To that do us part. To that do us part. So I hope that y'all receive something from this, and be sure to put something in the comments. Let me know about your friendships, how long you've been friends with your friends, and what do you think the key is to maintaining and building those relationships and being able to make them last for years and years to come. Thank y'all so much for coming.
Yes.
We will see y'all next time. Love y'all.
Peace. Hey, call live. Checking out. You hear me? Let's go.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. See you next time.